Hey you guys, Amanda Larson here. I wanted to talk today about funnels. Funnel cake sounds good, but that's not the funnel I'm talking about. Funnel and not the funnel you pour liquid into, but sales funnel. So sales 101. This is like very sales kind of elementary, but it helps you to look at your numbers, break down your process, break down your system, and see what your numbers look like so that you can project how many activities you need to do to be able to hit your enrollment or your sponsoring target for the month. So we'll say this is what a funnel looks like. Actually gets a lot skinnier. Let's say we have in our sales funnel, we have like 3 or 4 main things that we kind of take prospects through or leads through. This might be the initial like reach out phase. This might look like messaging people. This might look like adding content to Facebook or Instagram. This might really be reaching out to people who've commented and liked your stuff. A lot of this will be attraction marketing, and then some of it will be just pure prospecting within your marketing also. Like doing those very intentional action items so that you can have a number of reach outs that you're tracking. This next step might be adding to a product page, or this might be a video. This third step might look like a 3-way message or a 3-way call. We'll say message or call. This might be like an ad tag message sort of action item where you, after you've added them to the page, maybe you then tag them and message them based on what they're looking for, what questions they specifically have. And this third one could also be just plain follow-up. We'll do follow up. Sometimes people will have a 4th and a 5th step, and it really depends on the prospect. Sometimes they might stay stuck here and they might give you some objections. So this one might be overcoming the objection. This might be additional follow-up. This might be a, hey, it's not a great time right now, but reach out to me in a month. And so that's where that 4th step will come from. But for the sake of today, we're going to talk about these 3 just to give you some ideas and examples. And then basically the thought is when you start with a large number of people here, less people are going to go to this step, and then less people to this step. This step may not even exist, and then they'll pop out a sponsored consultant or associate or whatever it is that your company calls them. If you are a part of Isagenix, I know that we call this say, share, do is kind of the way that our funnel works. And there's some different scripts and different things that you can provide at each of those steps. But depending on what company or the company that I came from in the past, we didn't have a system. We didn't have scripts. We didn't have any sort of guidelines. They were like, good luck. So this was the system that I created for myself, was reaching out, sending them a video or product page, and then getting on the phone with them. So if you don't have someone to do a 3-way call with, don't make that your excuse. Get on the phone with the prospect and do it exactly as if you would do a 3-way call. So learn to master that skill, and then you can get them started. So this step would be start. So here's the cool thing is I know that I need to reach out to, let's say, 50 people if I want to get 1 enrollment or 1 start. So the best thing about this is you want to commit to a month. You want to commit to a specific time frame where you're doing exactly the same process so that you can see how many people you're moving through that process, and then you want to commit to it again. So if you do this for 2 weeks, you can then analyze your numbers and then do it another 2 weeks to see if you can hit the same numbers, if your percentages are correct or accurate, or if there were some changes. The great thing is you can see if you add a crazy amount of people you're reaching out to, but you're having a hard time getting them on the product page or to watch a video, then there's some sort of skill that you're lacking between reaching out and getting them to this next step. If you are getting them to the product page in a video, but you're having a hard time connecting them on a three-way message, you're having a hard time ad tagging messaging them, you're having a hard time following up, then there's a skill set here between these two steps that's lacking. And then if you can get people to a three-way call, if you can get people to a three-way message, if you can follow up with them, but they're not starting, then there's a skill set here that's missing. And it could be that you need to choose someone else to three-way message or three-way call with. Maybe their posture's not there, maybe it's not the right person, maybe their belief system isn't there in the product or the company. It just really depends. But breaking it down and committing to this process for at least a specific time frame is going to allow you to see where your bottlenecks are or where your areas of opportunity lie. So here is an example of numbers. So if you were to reach out, let's say this first step, you reached out, so we'll call this R for recruiting. You reached out to 50 people initially, and then out of those 50, we'll call this product page or video, 30 of those 50 said that they would love to join your community or your product page, or they would love to watch the video, whatever your process looks like. And then out of those 30, let's say you got 10 to a three-way call. And then out of those 10, 1 started. This means that we need to talk to and connect with 50 people for one person to start. So this also means that it's going to 60% of the people that we talk to are going to be up to joining our product page or watching our video. 33% are interested in doing the next step, which is a three-way call. And then of those 10, we can get about 10% of the people to start. So pretty crazy when you break it down numbers wise so that you can really get an idea. So here is where this becomes genius. Let's say you do this for 2 months in a row and you figure out that these numbers are pretty accurate, plus or minus a couple of people in certain areas. If you have this huge gap, like let's say you cannot get anyone from a product page to a three-way call, then you know you need to look at this product step and what you're doing. Does your product page stink? Does it suck? Is it boring? Are people not active in it? Or is there not great information in it? Is it stale? Is your video not great? Do you need to choose a different video? Do you need to create your own video? Do you just need to scrap the video? Maybe you need to do a call. What is missing here to be able to get them to this next step so that you can increase this number? Because here's the cool part is if I talk to 50 people and I'm only getting one person started, I would love to increase this number and this number. So ultimately I can increase this number with the same starting 50 people. So if I get really good at talking to these 50 people, if I increase this to 40, and then I can increase this, so that would increase this percentage. If I can increase this number to 20, and I can do 2 people start, because maybe my start percentage stays the same, that would be pretty awesome. So skill set wise, this really helps you figure out where you're lacking and where your roadblocks are. But here's the other part is, let's say we know that this was 60, 33. So this was 30 and 10. So let's say these numbers are really accurate for you. You've done like 2 months of analyzing. Well, great. Now your next month, your third month, you want to hit 4 enrollments. 4. So when you goal set at the beginning of the month, we know that we need to times this number by 4 if we need to talk to 50 people to have one person start. So then goal wise, we would need to talk to 200 people to get 4 people to start. And it could be more if we are really amping up this middle area and improving our skill set. And it could be less because sometimes things happen and people don't start or people flake or whatever happens. But this gives you a really accurate number, goal-wise, of conversations that you need to have and that you need to schedule into your day. I love that my light turned off. It's like technology, right? Oh, little cool light. So this gives you an idea of the goal that you need to have the amount of starts. So here is another conversation I want to have with you is if you are saying like, if you're one of those people that's sitting there right now and you're like, I can't enroll anyone. No one wants to start with me. It's too expensive. I just can't do it. I want you to go back and think about your process and what skill set you are lacking in, because I will tell you that if your company is successful, which it probably is, there's probably a handful to maybe a couple hundred to maybe a couple thousand people that are making 6 figures or more. And if they can do it, then there isn't an issue with it being too expensive or nobody wanting to do it. It's that maybe you're not getting in front of enough people. So hear me out. If your goal is 50 people to talk to a month to get 1 start, if you are only talking to, like, let's say that's your percentage, and you're only actually talking to 10 people a month because you're doing this super part-time, because you don't really have time, that's okay. But you have to know that your expectations meet the amount of action that you're doing, like the amount that you're working. Okay, so let's say that you determine that this is your number. It takes 50 people, conversations, to help 1 person get started. Now, let's say for the next month or 2, you only have 10 conversations, or maybe 20 conversations, and then maybe 10 conversations. And you're like, I cannot get anybody to start. Nobody will start. Well, you still need to have 10 more conversations to find 1 person. So if it's going to take you 4 months to talk to 50 people and get 1 person started, then that's the problem, right? So it starts out with this initial reach out. If that is not the bottleneck, so if you are reaching out to 50 people but you still can't seem to get someone started, then you need to figure out what the bottleneck is. And these are just examples. So it may actually take you more than 50 reach outs. It might take you a heck of a lot less than 50 reach outs to help 1 person to get started. I just wanted to give you an example of numbers. So commit to the process, figure out what your kind of 3 or 4 things are that you're going to help move people through, and then figure out from there what your percentages are, and what that number is, that sweet spot number that you need to hit of connections, of reach outs, of talking to where you can get that 1 person going. That way you can help goal set for future months. So if you have any questions, comment below. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you need anything or you have wants for future videos, definitely send me an email. I'd love to create something and see if I can help you out with your business. Talk to you soon.